All right. All right. So this is the GMS Denver camp. We're going to go in on our purpose as the the hopeful elect, as the prophets of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, and our responsibility on being called in this ministry. All right. So before we go on the lesson, we want to give all the praise, all the glory, all the honor unto Yahweh,
Yahweh,
Hashem,
Hashem,
Yahushai,
Yahushai,
Hashem,
Hashem,
Bukah, Kudash.
Kadash.
Double honors goes out to our elder apostles of Great Millstone for teaching us this truth.
That's right.
Also, want to go, acknowledge Al Akyam who are pushing the truth with sincerity throughout the four corners of the earth. All right. So we're going to go ahead and start in on Ezekiel chapter 3. If you want to start at the top,
Con. It's Ezekiel 3 verse 1, which is subtitled in the blue letter, Ezekiel's commission. Now, moreover, he said unto me, Son of man, eat that thou findest, eat this roll, and go speak unto the house of Israel. So I opened my mouth, and he caused me to eat that roll.
And the roll is dealing with these scriptures, all right? So as, the Lord's hopeful elect, as the prophets, we're commanded to eat, eat this roll, and we eat this entire roll, right? Meaning we're going to, eat the volume of the book. We're going to eat we're going to study the Old Testament, the New Testament, and our discipleship. And then we go out and teach it to the children of Israel. See? And go ahead,
John, and just for edification, in chapter 2 and verse 2, it tells you the Spirit of the Lord entered, and that's what is telling him. All right? The Holy Spirit. It says, so I opened my mouth, and he caused me to eat that roll. And he said unto me, Son of man, cause thy belly to eat, and fill thy bowels with this roll that I give thee. Then did I eat, and it was in my mouth as honey for sweetness. And he said unto
so when we first come into this knowledge and this truth, we find out we're Israelites, right? And that's a sweet thing to know you're an Israelite, But then as you get more experience and you start to really digest this knowledge, digest this truth, then there becomes a vexation, right? There's a scripture that speaks on oppression maketh the wise man mad, and then what is it? Ecclesiastes 1:18. The more wisdom that we get, we become grieved and sorrow, So this is part of that. The beginning is that sweetness, though, knowing you're an Israelite, knowing we're Yahweh's chosen people. You see? If somebody want to grab real quick through the Spirit, John 10 and start at 8. I'm sorry, Revelation 10, start at 8.
I'm going to grab a precept.
Hey, Shabbat. You got that verse you were just quoting, man. Ecclesiastes 1:18.
Okay, go ahead.
Just real quick. This is Ecclesiastes chapter 1, verse 18. For in much wisdom is much grief, and he that increaseth knowledge increaseth sorrow.
So as we increase in this knowledge, we start to become more vexed with this knowledge, right? And then, like I said earlier, that oppression maketh the wise man mad. All right, these simpletons that are walking around like the 2/3, they're not getting vexed here in Babylon, America, because they don't have no wisdom. They think this is the end all be all. And but the men who are in this truth, we become, like I said, this truth becomes a vexation of spirit, like King Solomon said. And that's what it is. It's that sweetness at first, but then it becomes bitter. See? And the brother, whoever has John 10 started, I'm sorry, Revelation 10 started 8.
Let me grab this first real quick.
Go ahead.
This is Isaiah 58:1. Cry aloud, spare not. Lift up thy voice like a trumpet, and show my people their transgression, and the house of Jacob their sins. And that can only be done by what? Ingesting his role, understanding the fullness of his word, understanding what Yahweh Bashim Yahushua wants us to speak unto the house of Israel, to show them where they're
Right.
going off, to show them where they're transgressing. That's the lot of the prophets, man. This is why we have to
Yep.
what? Study to show ourselves approved. So when we go out here and on the highways and byways, or we make these videos, we can what? Divide the word of truth the proper way. So Jake can have what? The proper understanding of what Yahweh Bashim Yahushua commands us to do.
Con. And that's your pa, you brought that out because those, I didn't have that one written down, but when I was meditating on this lesson, you brought out two precepts that came to mind, with study to show thyself approved and the Isaiah 58 that you just read. And what did it say? It said, lift up the voice like a trumpet. So a trumpet's loud. That's why when we're on those street corners, you have brothers reading those scriptures out loud and clear, for the people that are walking by, especially the elect that that the Lord's will is watching us on the videos, that they can hear us because we're not commanded to go out there and whisper the precepts, whisper the scriptures. No, we're supposed to lift our voice like a trumpet. And if you've ever seen somebody play the trumpet, a trumpet is loud as hell. See? Go ahead on that, John, or keep saying John, but Revelation 10 and 8.
I got to step up.
Go ahead.
Psalm 119, verse 103. How sweet are thy words unto my taste, yea, sweeter than honey to my mouth. Through thy precepts I get understanding, therefore I hate every false way. Thy word is a lamp unto my feet and a light unto my path.
And that's a Yapa verse because I didn't even think about that one at all when I studied it for this lesson. But I mean, that's going in exactly on what we're saying here. It's sweet, in the beginning, and then that vexation sets in. The vexation of spirit sets in once it's like the more in this knowledge, the more vexed we get, man. Seeing the state of our people and just how everything is in Babylon, this shit pisses us off on the daily,
I got that Revelation 10 for you.
Go ahead.
It said Revelation 10 and 8, right?
Yeah, start at 8.
This is Revelation 10 and 8. It says, and the voice which I heard from heaven spake unto me again, and said, go and take the little book which is open in the hand of the angel which standeth upon the sea and upon the earth. Verse 9. And I went unto the angel and said unto him, give me the little book. And he said unto me, take it and eat it up, and it shall make thy belly bitter. But it shall be in thy mouth
that little book
as
is
honey.
dealing with the scripture, right? The little book is the Bible. And like we've been going in, hey, it's sweetness in our mouth and bitter. Once we digest this knowledge, once you digest this truth, that's that vexation, that bitterness that comes with it. The balance, because Christianity, these pagan Christians, they don't understand that the Heavenly Father he's a father of duality, right? That's what it is. That's that balance right there, the sweet in the mouth and bitter in the stomach. Go ahead, Ak.
Keep going on that.
Yeah, you can finish that off. There's just a little bit on that one.
Verse 10. And I took the little book out of the hands of the angel and ate it up, and it was in my mouth sweet as honey. And as soon as I had eaten it, my belly was bitter. And he said unto me, thou must prophesy again before many peoples and nations and tongues and kings. Oh, reincarnation.
That's why he told John the Revelator, thou must prophesy again, because that, like the brother just said, that last verse goes in on reincarnation. The prophets are subject unto the prophets, And if you see Ezekiel and John, they were saying the same thing, the sweetness in the mouth, the bitterness in the belly. And that's the same thing for us today, the prophets in this age,
I got something I'm gonna make a point real quick. And the thing is, it's bitter to us and it's bitter to the rebellious of our people, because we understand why it's bitter to us. Because once again, you come into this knowledge, you start to see the world for the reality that we're living in, that we're cursed people, you know, that we're in a fucked up condition because of our disobedience, and we're telling our people to repent, and they don't want to hear it, and that vexes us when we see our people in the state of disobedience towards the Most High, you know, and that's a part of the buildiness as well. But and because we come to the house of Israel with the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding of the Most High, it makes us an enemy to them and them an enemy to us. You see, and it's gonna come to a point to where you're gonna have our own people, the rebellious of our people, wanting to destroy us so we can stop speaking His word, man. But this is Ezekiel chapter 2, and I'm gonna start at verse 6. It says, "And thou, son of man, be not afraid of them, neither be afraid of their words, though briars and thorns be with thee, and thou dost well among scorpions. Be not afraid of their words, nor dismayed at their looks, though they be a rebellious house." And this is why we're in the highways and byways so bold. This is why we do these videos as bold as we do. That's why I say as what he made our forehead adamant harder than their forehead, man. Just like they're hard-headed and stubborn in their wickedness, we're hard-headed and stubborn in our righteousness, man. And that's all through the spirit and power of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah. Now it goes on to say, verse 7, "And thou shalt speak my words unto them." You see that? We're not speaking our own words. We're not coming up with no private interpretation. Like the scriptures tell you, there is no private interpretation. They say what it says. These are the words of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah. They always want to come up and say, "Oh, you can't judge me." We're not judging you. All we're doing is reading the words of the Most High, and these words are judging you because the Most High has already told you what you can and can't do. All we're doing is reciting them. Now, if you want to continue on in that spirit of rebellion, you got a problem with the Most High, not us. You see, in the time of judgment is coming where you're going to have to what? You're going to have to reap what you sowed. Now,
Yep. And that if I could say, that's what makes us righteous, is because we're not using our own words. You know, if we were using our own words, then we would be literally, we would be the wicked, you know. But we're using the words of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. That's literally what makes us righteous, you know, and we believe those words. See?
Ezekiel 2 and 7, it says, "And thou shalt speak my words unto them, whether they will hear, or whether they will forbear, for they are most rebellious. But thou, son of man, hear what I say unto thee. Be not rebellious like that rebellious house. Open thy mouth and eat that I give thee." Once again, it goes back to what? That's our lot that we walked in by what? Ingesting His word, man, and the fullness of it. You see? Verse 9 says what? And when I looked, behold, and hand was sent unto me, and lo, a roll of a book was therein. And He spread it before me, and it was written within and without. And there was written therein lamentations and mourning and woe. And that shows you that it's talking about the scriptures, because this is the same book that was written within and without in the book of Revelation 5 that Yahweh Shai broke the seals on, so we can have the understanding, so we can what? Ingest it and go out and proclaim these words unto the world, especially to what? The house of Israel, man, as the prophets of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai.
Yep. All right, go ahead, call y'all. Go back in there.
All right, I got a
Go ahead.
it says in Proverbs 24 and 13, "My son, eat thou honey because it is good, and the honeycomb which is sweet to thy taste. So shall the knowledge of wisdom be unto thy soul. When thou hast found it, then there shall be a reward, and thy expectation shall not be cut off."
And that sweetness, it's only sweet for the elect, you know, because everyone else it condemns. You see, so this is exclusive to the hopeful elect, starting out with the Lord's prophets. All right, and that reward is going to be that salvation and being joint heirs in the kingdom with Yahweh Shai. So go ahead if you brothers got any precepts.
I got one real quick. This is the book of Matthew, chapter 10, verse 22. It's Lord Yahweh Shai speaking. He says, and ye shall be hated of all men for my name's sake. But he that endureth to the end shall be saved. And it's talking about part of that bitterness. Oh, go ahead,
Yeah,
Salaki.
are you good? No, but that's what it is, because of this bitterness, you got men that fall out this truth, fall out this knowledge, fall out the ministry, because they can't endure to the end, like the brother just read. So this reward, this blessing, this salvation, it's only reserved for those who are able to endure. You know, that's why we always tell on our lessons that Psalm 51:11. You know, keep me in the presence of Yahweh, take not thy spirit from me, because we understand these things. You see.
Also, I want to make a quick point on that one right there. It says, "He shall be hated by all men for his name's sake." There's a lot of people coming to this thing thinking that they're gonna be liked. A lot of people try to tell all your friends, try to tell your family about this truth. Try to rebuke them
when you first wake up,
God,
telling everybody.
yeah. Then they look at you like you're crazy. They start talking shit about you.
And when you grow into wisdom, you like, damn, I should just shut the fuck up.
Right.
I shouldn't have said
You don't
that.
want to be giving your pearls
But-
to swine once you start learning.
That's
You
that
know,
zealous. That's that zealous spirit, man. You fervent in the spirit. You coming into some new knowledge, and you excited about it, and you want to tell everybody that you can. But you soon come to find out that they ain't excited. They ain't excited as you are.
That's that bitter.
You know what I'm saying? Now it becomes bitter because now you become the black sheep of the family. You know what I'm saying? They really don't want you around when you come around. It's awkward. And then like, those friends in the world ain't your friends no more. You see, that's a part of that buildiness, man. You become, oh man, this is a beautiful song y'all brothers should listen to, man. You become you become a lonely shepherd, man. You see? And you have to do what? You have to get around those who are like-minded like you. That's what the Most High told Ezra to do. Don't worry about those who ain't got it. Worry about those who I did give it to. You see? Because now you come around a group of men who've gone through the same thing that you're going through, that are going through the same things that you're going through, and they understand it, man. You can actually talk to brothers, and brothers understand exactly what you're going through, because we're all going through the same things as the servants of the Lord, man. Partaking in that bitterness, partaking in that, that sweet and that bitterness, honestly. You know?
Yeah. And that understanding, it comes with experience and this knowledge, you know, because I think we all could share that sentiment, that when we first came in this truth, came in this knowledge, we were excited, you know, about that sweetness, that honey that we just digested. We wanted to go share it with everybody. And then, you know, little did we know when we were, you know, rookies, so to speak, that it was going to be that bitterness to follow right after, you know, because I know I did. I remember I was like, I'm going to show this to all my cousins, my uncles, and you know, I can't wait to show them, and they're going to see this like I do. And then that's when you get that experience. You realize, then you say, like, you know what, this ain't for these people. And then you like I said earlier, you don't want to be giving your pearls to swine, you know.
I got one real quick. This is Romans. Real quick.
Go ahead.
Go right to it. That's the spirit. Romans 11:7. It says, "What then? Israel had not obtained that which he seeketh for, but the election have obtained it, and the rest were blinded."
And that's going into the 100% knowledge of this truth. All right. Yeah, all Israel has a zeal for this knowledge, this truth, but it tells you in what is it, Romans 10:2, that you know, they have a zeal, but not according to knowledge. So when they've been taught lies, so when you start to give them the truth, the true doctrine, the true knowledge, that zeal changes, turns into animosity, you know.
I got one real quick.
Go ahead, Ak.
Luke, there's the book of Luke, chapter 6, verse 22. It says, "Blessed are ye when men shall hate you, and when they shall separate you from their company, and shall reproach you, and cast out your name as evil for the Son of Man's sake."
And this goes into our understanding, you know, because the Lord, he showeth his word unto Jacob. So we know that we're blessed when we start becoming reviled and persecuted and scoffed and mocked by all these heathen and these 2/3, because we know what the lot of the prophet is. We're supposed to be in that bitter state, that vexation of spirit. When unlike these, like the pagan Christians, they want to be liked by everybody. They want these people to, you know, they're not going to really, first off, they don't understand the knowledge, but they're in a state of mind where they want everybody to like them, everybody to come to church, everybody's welcome with open arms. When that's not how Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, the spirit of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai is not like that. See, this is for an exclusive group, you know, and we know through the knowledge and through the truth that, hey, this is only for the elect. This is only for, and it starts out with the Lord's servants, the prophets. See, in Lord's will, you know, we are those men. If anybody don't got nothing, you can go back in that Ezekiel 3, unless somebody has more precept.
I got a precept.
Go ahead.
Psalm 19, verse 7. The law of Yahweh is perfect, converting the soul. The testimony of Yahweh is sure, making wise the simple. The statutes of Yahweh are right, rejoicing the heart. The commandment of Yahweh is pure, enlightening the eyes. The fear of Yahweh is clean, enduring forever. The judgments of Yahweh are true and righteous altogether. More to be desired are they than gold, yea, than much fine gold, sweeter also than honey and the honeycomb.
God, go ahead, I'll go ahead and break it down.
Pretty much there's nothing more valuable in this world than this word. And it has to remain pure. That's the struggle we have in the flesh, is to keep it pure, because the body's always erring. It's breaking down in sin, and it's also we're in a corrupted society. So our job is to try to keep it as straight as possible and teach nothing but the truth. All right, but that is the greatest thing that you could do in this world. That's why the prophets are as precious fine gold. We're actually says more than, you know, because the vessels that hold that truth, that knowledge, are made precious by it.
God, and that word precious, we know it means rare, you know. There's 144,000 compared to 8 billion people on the planet Earth. That's a very rare thing, you know, to come across a true man of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai in these vessels that hold this true doctrine. See?
Yeah, we got two more actually. It says, moreover, by them is thy servant warned. Because through the prophecies, we take heed. The righteous man, you know, he sees the trouble and he hides himself. And in keeping of them, there is great reward. Who can understand his errors? Cleanse thou me from secret faults. Because who, you know, it says, how can a man know his own way when the Lord's in control of everything? So sometimes, like the brother said, you think, you know, for the most part, people would think that your life is falling apart, but really the Lord's dealing with you. He's purging you of things. He's shaking up your life so that you could have a new appreciation for it, you know, for the work that we do. You know, sometimes you got to go through these hardships or astonishment so that you could get a new perspective of what you have and how valuable it is, you know?
God tells you in Hebrews that he scourges his sons, you know. Which son does he not scourge, you know? If he's not scourging you, if he's not putting you in that fire, then that's when you got to be worried, you know. When you're not going through the fire, you're not catching hell, you know, that's when you need to worry.
Right, because if you got everything, why would you complain? You know what I mean? We're complaining because really everything is ours, and we don't got nothing, you know? But we got this word. Is more pure than gold, you know?
Yep.
All right, going back to Ezekiel 3, verse
3. Okay, go ahead, your call.
This is John chapter 16, verse 33. I have told you, this is NLT, Yahushai speaking, printed in red. I have told you all this so that you may have peace in me. Here on earth you will have many trials and sorrows, but take heart, because I have overcome the world.
So the scriptures is our blueprint. It's our guideline. You know, we know we have everything is written aforetime for our learning. So this is encouraging, because the words of Yahushua, it says, hey, like what the brother just read. You know, this is This is for our benefit. This is for us to know that we got to go through the fire, you know?
God. Ezekiel 3 verse 4, and he said unto me, Son of man, go get thee unto the house of Israel and speak with my words unto them.
Khan, and that key point is saying my words, like the brother Halakia said earlier. You know, we're not out here speaking our own words. You know, we're speaking the words of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. Go ahead.
For thou art not sent to a people of a strange speech and of an hard language, but to the house of Israel.
Khan, and going in on what the brother had read in Ezekiel chapter 2 about the rebellious house. You know, this is a rebellious house. This is so rebellious that we speak the same language as these 2/3, but yet they still can't get it. You know, he said basically you can go speak to someone who don't even speak the same language and they do better than you goddamn 2/3. You know, we're such a rebellious house. You know, we're speaking plain English. That's what we speak here in Babylon, and they still reject it. They still can't get it.
And that's affected Nate and his jet setting, because if I could get it in the NLT, it says, I am not sending you to a foreign people whose language you cannot understand.
God,
That's what
his name he charged.
Yeah.
Go
The
ahead,
internet,
Uncle.
you can watch YouTube in your own language, translated from English from America into a different language. You don't have to fly to a different people in different
Foreign
countries.
country.
Yeah. The internet is doing the heavy lifting for us because we're prophesying on the internet.
God.
Let me go back to verse
5 or 6.
Yep. 6. I'm going to start at the top. Not too many people of a strange speech and of a hard language, whose words thou canst not understand. Surely had I sent thee to them, they would have hearkened unto thee.
And that's just a cut on the 2/3 to how hard-headed and stiff-necked and rebellious they are, you know?
Because most I say, if you would have sent the prophets unto the heathen nation, they would have took heed. And you see how the heathen, how hard they fight to be a part of the heritage of Israel, while the 2/3 and the rest of the rebellious of our people just shun it as if it doesn't matter. You got Esau trying to fight tooth and nail to be a part of this. You got Ham trying to fight tooth and nail to try to be a part of this. Moab, all those Christians that come up to the camp, they're fighting to be a part of Israel's heritage, while 2/3 is just acting like it don't even fucking matter. You see? You can go tell Moab, oh, you the chosen people of the Lord. They're gonna accept it like that. Go tell Esau that he's the chosen people of the Lord. They're gonna accept it. You see, and try to force themselves up in there, while Jake, the true people of the Lord, who these things are really written to and addressed to, they're acting like, brother, this is a small thing. They don't understand. We got the kingdom coming. We got everlasting life about to happen. We got about to be delivered from captivity. You see, all these beautiful things the Most High has promised to do for our people, and Jake act like, oh man, fuck that shit. You see?
Yeah.
I'm black.
That's crazy.
Crazy.
But
go ahead.
Got a quick precept to back you up. This is Isaiah chapter 1, verse 2. Hear, O heavens, and give ear, O earth, for the Lord Yahweh, Bashem Yahushai, has spoken. I have nourished and brought up children, and they have rebelled against me. The ox knoweth his owner, and the ass his master's crib, but Israel doth not know, my people doth not consider.
Two of the dumbest animals on the earth. Two of the most hard-headed animals on the earth know exactly where their home is, but the top beings on the earth, you Israelites, you so-called Blacks, Hispanics, Native Americans, can't grasp that we are the chosen people of the Most High after we bring it out week after week after week. All the signs are there. They still can't get it. But let me grab this one real quick. This is Jeremiah 4:22. For my people is foolish, they have not known me. They are silent children, and they have none understanding. They are wise to do evil, but to do good, they have no knowledge. And that's exactly what it is. Right? Go ahead.
That's how wicked our people are, man. They're sottish children, which that word sottish means stupid, you know? I mean, they're dumb as hell. They have their people that look like them on the street corners that the Lord is dealing with, giving us this true knowledge, giving us the understanding, that they're not going to believe it. But as soon as, like we always say, as soon as Esau declared it, guess what? That's when they would believe it. If it was Esau Edom and we were wearing three-piece suits out there on the street corners, they would take heed. They would actually listen and believe this. But because it's us, you know, we're just a stumbling block. They don't believe the true men of Yahweh Hashem Yahushua.
And like I said, they're wise to do evil. Jake can write a whole damn song about cooking crack, pimping hoes. You see, you sleep with another man's woman. They can do all that shit proficiently to the utmost, but they don't understand that you can't eat pork. They don't understand that you can't eat shellfish. They don't understand that a man can't be a man, cannot be a woman, and a woman can't be a man. They don't understand that it's wrong to be a rainbow flagger. You see, they don't understand the ways of righteousness, man. But everything having anything to do with wickedness, they can fucking do it and do it better than anybody else on the earth, man. Because they're sottish children. You're stupid, man. Stupid. You're stupider than a fucking donkey and what was that? An ass and a what?
Ox.
Ass and an ox, man.
Dumb as an ox, that term, you know, and then a stubborn ass donkey. The Lord Yahweh the Lord Yahweh is comparing you to those two dumbass animals, but yet they're better off than you 2/3 is what he's saying, you know?
That applies to the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, man.
And that's why you got that scripture that Yahweh said, don't cast your pearls before swine. Because actually they're unclean now. They're like heathens.
Abominable, bro.
Mm-hmm.
And really they're worse than the heathen because they have a power that they can repent to, but you know, they still don't do it. That's goes into their hard-headedness and their rebelliousness.
I got a step.
Go ahead.
Romans verse 6, not as though the word of Yahweh had taken none effect, for they are not all Israel which are of Israel.
Going in on the 2/3, you know, just because you're an Israelite, it doesn't mean you're part of this, part of the elect, you know? If you fall in the category where you're rejecting the knowledge, you're rejecting Yahweh B'Hashem Yahushai, you're rejecting all, you know, the Lord's prophets, his servants, you know, you're not of Israel right now, you know? You're gonna have to be you know, burned in that nuclear fire before you get a chance to understand this.
Right now, they're being burned up spiritually by this word, man. Because the Most High is having his prophets put that mirror up to Jake and show them where they're going off, where they're wrong, and they don't want to hear it, but there's nothing they can do to stop what we're saying, man, because this is what the Most High wants us to do. And this is why we are so proficient in these scriptures, because we have to show Jake, bro, you can't be doing that. Hey, sis, you can't be doing it. But Jake is so far going in rebellion, following after the heathen, they want no parts of it, man. That's why when they who did a video? The Elder Menachem did a video. He was going through like some posts from like Instagram or something. It's like, man, when you're just having a good day, then you run across the Hebrew Israelite, you see? Because what? We ruined the party, man. And that's how it's supposed to be. Let me grab this real quick. This is Jeremiah 5:14. It says, wherefore thus saith Yahweh B'Hashem Yahushua host, because you speak this word, behold, I will make my words in thy mouth fire, and this people wood, and it shall devour them. And that's what's happening with Jake. Jake is being devoured, man. You had that brother, the Elder Menachem at Black Bike Week a couple weeks ago, and guess what? He was out there preaching and prophesying, and niggas was getting cut up. It was fucking that whole weekend up, man. You see? They were being devoured. You can't enjoy like you having a good time, you sipping, and you come across the brother, you niggas gonna die if you don't repent. You are the Israelites. Jake don't want to hear that, man. But hey, they being swallowed up in that spiritual fire, which is his word, man. And it's gonna turn into physical fire once the nukes start to rain, man.
Before they know it.
Yep.
I got another step up because with the brothers also Isaiah 13:8, and they shall be afraid, pangs, and that pangs means the prophets, and sorrows shall take hold of them. they shall be in pain as a woman that travaileth. They shall be amazed one at another. Their faces shall be as flames. So let me get that word for pains. It says here, it's sayar. And it says envoy, messenger, an ambassador. So what we teach is a sorrowful thing to them because America was the party. You know?
God, because they've been
We're down to
deceived. They got that,
Right, you know?
yeah, they got that strong delusion on them, so strong that they believe lies, you know. Khan, go ahead. I'll keep going. Unless
Got one really
I'm
quick, bro.
one, you got fix that?
Huh. This is Amos chapter 5 and verse 10. They hate him that rebuketh in the gate, and they abhor him that speaketh uprightly. And that
God,
word
they-
abhor means to avoid. That's why you saw the people at that Black Bike Week avoiding, you know what I'm saying, trying to go walk across the street. They do that with us.
Yep. Well, that's anytime because, like I say, it's the summertime now. It's hot. This is the time you in the spirit of traveling and being a tourist, having a good time, trying to take a break from work. You take a break from your work, you go to the beach or whatever, or you come out here or wherever you're going at to visit. And guess what? The prophets are there. The mouth of Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shah is there, man. Ain't no escaping it. You left your
Yeah.
city where prophets were, you went to Dallas, and guess what? Guess who was there? Surprise. Surprise. You thought you got away? Nah. The Most High is out here speaking in the entire planet Earth, man. Hey,
Yeah.
you see what vocab was last weekend? That motherfucker was all the way in Europe against surprise. Who over there? The Israelites.
God.
Ain't no escaping it, man. Ain't no
Hey, you
escaping
know
it
that's
because
causing him
the
to
Most High
lose
is
sleep, man.
speaking in the earth, man. Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai is speaking in a major way in the earth, beginning with the men of Great Millstone and the affiliate brothers, man. Ain't no escaping this.
You gonna get this work.
You gonna get it. You can't. Ain't no dodging it. Hey, guess what? Even if you don't go on the highways and byways, guess what? You're gonna come across Instagram posts. You'll come across a Facebook post,
TikTok.
Facebook videos, and guess what? That's the Most High right on your ass wherever you go. And then guess what? It's gonna be on the mainstream media, and the Most High still gonna be on your ass, man. You ain't getting away, Jay. You ain't getting away, bro.
God.
He'll be in their head. He'll be in their head. Because you know how the Lord does it. You'll be thinking about something, and a video will come on with what you're thinking about.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Yeah,
all you
yeah,
gotta do, all you gotta do is mention the Israelites.
You know, he got sleepless nights, man. Hey, these Edomites, they're coming into sleepless nights, you know. These Edomites and these heathen that come across this knowledge, and the 2/3 too.
Yep.
They've been so rebellious.
All you got to do is say something about the Hebrew Israelites around your phone, and guess what? It's been added to the algorithm. You're scrolling Instagram. You are the chosen people of the Lord. You're scrolling on Facebook. You're scrolling on TikTok. You gonna see it, man. Hey, it was like, you know what it's like? It was like when Adam and Eve was trying to hide amongst the heathen nations, and the Most High was speaking in the cool of the day. That was the prophets out there on Adam and Eve as they couldn't get away, even though they tried to hide amongst the heathen, man. It's the same thing you Jake's trying to do, trying to hide amongst these heathen, and the Most High is speaking in the cool of the day, and no matter where you go or what you're doing, there's a chance you're gonna hear the voice of the Lord, man.
Walking by the camp with the Edomite friends and shit.
Hurt. Or a fucking a black woman walking with her Edomite boyfriend, bitch, is embarrassed. She ashamed. Every time they walk by, she put her head down. You know, you know why.
And that's just like boy that walked by.
Yeah.
Remember this last week? He walked by with his girl and he goes, "I got a question for them." And she said, "Oh no, you don't."
Him up.
Yeah, that's the Adam and Eve right there.
God.
Yeah.
Let me grab this precept real quick. This is Joel 2:28. It says, "And it shall come to pass afterward that I will pour out my spirit upon all flesh, and your sons and your daughters shall prophesy, and your old men shall dream dreams, your young men shall see visions, and upon the servants and upon the handmaids in those days will I pour out my spirit." So that's what the brother.
Go ahead.
That was the brother Halaki was just saying, you know, that hey, this spirit of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai is spread out through the whole entire earth. So, like you said, you can't escape this, man.
Hey,
No one can escape this.
and then if you don't come across a video, the Most High tap into your spirit and make you have a vision of the end. And now you on YouTube telling us about a vision
Brian,
that you had about America burning up with fire, or you had a vision about, man, it was people dead everywhere, man. Now, yeah, the smell of death was all over the place. It was FEMA camps and big ass walls, and soldiers were shooting people. And I had a vision of alien invasion with chariots all over us. You know what that is? That's the spirit of the Lord being poured upon you. Why? It starts with the Most High pouring the spirit upon His men. It's
Even these,
carrying the entire spirit of the earth, man.
even these visions of how where they're like, I'm in a burning place. You're in the lake of fire. America's going to be turned into a lake of fire. Those could be visions,
Brian,
literally the lake of fire. You know what I'm saying?
You actually had one dude who had a vision. He had a vision of America being destroyed by nuclear warheads. Why is that? It's because that's the vibration, the spirit that the men of the Lord are pushing out here. And it's affecting everyone. Even if you try to ignore it, you can't escape it, man. You think people, these motherfuckers out, they having visions, they having dreams, they seeing shit.
and we're in those times, and a big reason why these people are having these visions is because why? Because the men of the Lord are fulfilling our purpose. We're fulfilling our responsibility, and it's pushing out this vibration of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, this true doctrine that's coming in, and it's hey, this is only the gospel. This is only good news for the elect, man. You know?
Okay. In that word responsibility, that's a beautiful word because it goes into ability to respond. That's what we're doing. We're responding to the Holy Spirit, and that's what's making us responsible, you know? It says, Ezekiel 3, verse 7, but the house of Israel will not hearken unto thee, for they will not hearken unto me, for all the house of Israel are impudent and hard-hearted. Behold, I have made thy face strong against their faces, and thy forehead strong against their forehead.
And that's how it is. Like the brother read earlier in Ezekiel 2, we're not going to be dismayed or feared when we're out there, because why? Because we got the spirit of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai on us. All right. And the forehead, that's going into our understanding. Our understanding is greater than these 2/3. It's greater than these heathen. All right. So when it comes to this book, these scriptures, this is our weapon, you know, and it's going to always be in our favor. And why is that? Because we're the ones who hold the true doctrine, you know. And that word, real quick, you brought up responsibility. You had touched on that. I just looked it up. This is your part too. It says the definition, and this is just on the internet, on the Oxford Dictionary. It says the responsibility, the state or fact of having a duty to deal with something or of having control over someone. So it goes into authority, control, power, leadership. So that's right there. That's describing the characteristics of the Lord's servants who are his prophets, you see?
And then when you go into that word leadership, it means to remove stumbling blocks for your team. You know, that's what a leader does. A leader tries to remove obstacles so the team could continue on its path without tripping. I got a step. Luke 21:15. For I will give you a mouth and wisdom, which all your adversaries shall not be able to gainsay nor resist.
There it is. There's nothing stronger than what we're out here doing, preaching this true doctrine, preaching this knowledge, you know. Can't nothing fade this truth that the Lord has given us, you know.
Let me grab this real quick. This is 2 Corinthians chapter 2, verse 14. Now thanks be unto the Most High, which always causeth us to triumph in Mashiach Yahushua, and maketh manifest the savor of his knowledge by us in every place. You see that? The savor of the Most High's knowledge is in every place. Alabama, fucking New York, New Jersey, California,
Germany,
Germany,
Mexico,
Holland, Central, South Africa, Central, South, North America,
uttermost
everywhere
parts
in
of
the
the
earth,
earth.
all the way in Australia. The savor of the Most High is being made manifest, man. You see, it says what?
That,
Verse
that
15.
Deuteronomy, real quick, if I could say it, reminds me of that verse, Deuteronomy 32:2. My doctrine shall drop like the rain. All right. So
Everywhere.
this everywhere.
When it rains, it
Everywhere.
touches everything.
God,
It
Even
said,
in heaven, because you know the breakdown of the unicorn, how it's being passed up into the satellites and then
yeah,
rain
Psalm
down.
19.
through
Yeah.
the World Wide Web,
Yep.
which
Well, our
encompasses the
words go
entire
to
planet
the
Earth.
end of the earth. Our words go to the end of the world.
Yep. This is 2 Corinthians chapter 2, verse 15. It says, for we are unto the Most High a sweet savor of Mashiach Yahushua, in them that are saved and in them that perish. To the one we are a savor of death unto death, and to the other the savor of life unto life. And who is sufficient for these things? So unto the remnant of the nation of Israel, we're a savor, a sweet smelling savor. You see, a sweet smelling sacrifice unto life. But unto the rebellious of our people who don't want to hear these words, we're a savor unto
Curse.
death, man. You see that? They don't want to hear that. Can't be saying these bad things. Not my God. You see?
God.
Yeah. They hurt. You see?
And that's why they hate us. You know, like we opened up earlier. You know, this is why they hate us, because they don't have a spirit that has the ability to receive this true knowledge. You know.
I got one real quick.
Go ahead, huh?
Well, this is Jeremiah chapter 23 and verse 29. Is not my word like as a fire, saith the Lord Yahweh, Bashem Yahushai, and like a hammer that breaketh the rock in pieces?
Mhm.
Go ahead, huh?
So yeah, man, this word is that powerful. All we're doing is speaking the words of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. Like you said earlier, we're not speaking our own words. And it's making this wicked satanic society crumble, man. 2/3 included, man. They're getting broken up by this word.
Yep.
God, let me grab. Yeah, let me grab this since you brought that verse out. This is Hebrews 4:12. For the word of the Most High is quick and powerful and sharper than any two-edged sword, piercing even to the dividing asunder of soul and spirit and the joints and marrow, and is a discerner of the thoughts and intents of the heart. So that's how powerful this truth is. That's how powerful just our words. I mean, it's not our words, it's Yahweh's. He's putting his words in our mouth. So when we go out there and lift our voice like a trumpet and reading out his words, hey, this thing is you know, it cuts these people. And it says it's a discerner of the thoughts. Discerner means recognize. You know, recognize brings out their thoughts in their mind, what they're really thinking, and then they end up just being cut because they can't take this true knowledge.
Right. That's why if the spirit testifies with your spirit, we know you're an Israelite. Yeah.
Done. Yeah.
Yeah, can I make a quick point?
Go ahead, huh?
All right, that Hebrews 4:12, you read that it cuts, right? This word cuts. It cuts us too. But the thing is, the elect, they're gonna, seek the Lord, man, for that healing, man. They're gonna amend their ways. They're not gonna buck up against it.
We're gonna
like
have
these
conscience.
2/3.
We're gonna have, yeah. When it cuts us, we're gonna repent. We're gonna, we're not gonna sit there like these 2/3. When it cuts them, they just move on in their wickedness. But if we get cut, we got that conscience that starts fucking with us. We get vexed in our spirit, and we get back on track because as it is written, a just man falleth 7 times, but he gets back up,
When it cuts us, it
yeah,
makes
that's
us.
a good point.
When it cuts us, it makes us examine ourselves, man. You see, when you reach out, oh shit, let me meditate on this. Let me, you know what I'm saying, take some spiritual inventory and see what I need to change or what I need to correct. That's the difference between the hopeful elect and the rebellions of our people, man. The 2/3 of our people don't even fucking consider they're doing wrong. Hey, or they don't care. Some of them just don't give a fuck. You see?
God. And yeah, that's why it says it's a 2-edged sword. Because like the brother said, hey, Even we get cut sometimes, you know. It's just the difference on you know how we progress and how we like the brother said we examine ourselves. These 2/3, they're not going to examine themselves. They just become bitter and they'll just you know throw it out the window, you know.
I got upset because the brother said that because cutting could also be good because like in plants it'll cause growth like insect. You know how they get the insect from the tree? Well, you don't destroy a tree to get that insect. You just cut it, and it'll drip out and eventually heal, and then you recut it, and you'll get a new insect. But it says in John 15, verse 1, I am the true vine, and my Father is the husbandman. Each, and that's telling you that Yahweh created Yahweh Shai and put him here as the Messiah. Every branch in me that beareth not fruit, he taketh away, and every branch that beareth fruit, he purgeth it. And a branch, how you purge it is you would cut it. You would cut the branch so that it springs new growth. And the branch is representing men. So a man that comes in this truth may lose a job, may lose a wife, may lose a family member, may lose a home, but that's only to make you grow in this truth. It says that it may bring forth more fruit so that you can be more focused on this truth. You know? Also, purging of the stronghold. You know, it takes time to wash your garment, but we're washing our garments of these strongholds that had a hold on us in the world, you know?
Yep.
I got one. First
Go ahead,
Peter chapter 2, verse 8 says, and he is the stone that makes people stumble, the rock that makes them fall. They stumble because they do not obey power's word, and so they meet the fate that was planned for them. 9. But you are not like that, for you are a chosen people. You are royal priest, a holy nation, power's very own possession. As a result, you can show others the goodness of power, for he called you out of the darkness into his wonderful light.
And that light is what? The light to the path, which is this word. Let me grab one more on that same chapter, John 15 and verse 3. Now ye are clean through the word which I have spoken unto you. So if you take heed and repent, as the prophets are doing, then you're not going to stumble over Yahweh Shai. You're going to understand who Yahweh Shai is and what he's come to do and what he's coming back for in whose authority. You know? You want to take Ezekiel 3 verse 9?
Let me get one real quick. This is Psalms 119 and 9. It says, wherewithal shall a young man cleanse his way? By taking heed thereto, according to thy word. So that's what cleanses you, man.
What we're doing.
And only the remnant have been allowed to take heed to that word, while the 2/3 are still in an unclean, abominable state. And
yeah,
the Most High is going to leave them in that state until he what? Until he destroys this land by way of that nuclear fire, man.
Yeah, that's why we're like it tells you in Daniel 12 and 10, I think, that many shall be purified. You know, that goes into writing with the brothers reading. Hey, the Lord's elect starts out with his prophets, and we're over here taking heed to this knowledge, taking heed to this word, and in the process, you know, we're purifying ourselves. You know, while the 2/3, they're like what Kayal had said earlier, they're like those filthy swine. You know, they're not purifying, they're not cleansing their way. You know, because they're too hard-headed, too busy being rebellious, you know, too busy, you know, want to go about their own vain, you know, thoughts and just off.
Ultimately, it just goes back to what the Most High is rejecting the 2/3 right now. They're not accepted at the moment. They're only going to be accepted after they're reborn into the kingdom through the elect and their wives, man. You see?
God.
Then they'll be brought into the fullness of the fold as the children of the Most High after death by pain.
I got to step with what the brother said about the stone Yahweh Shai on Matthew 21:44, and whosoever shall fall on this stone shall be broken, which we fall on it and we're broken, but the Lord builds us back up. But on whosoever it shall fall, it will grind him to powder, which it tells you when the Lord comes back, he's going to melt them and turn their blood into dust.
Con, they're not going to have salvation.
Yeah.
Con. You can go ahead and read that. We're almost done here in Ezekiel 3.
Ezekiel 3 verse 9, as an adamant harder than flint, which when you go into the definition of these words, just to edify, it's adamant means hard, and then flint means sharp. So it means a sharp, hard stone. Have I made thy forehead, fear them not, neither be dismayed at their looks, though they be a rebellious house.
And we're not afraid of them. We don't have to worry about the way they mean mug us. They want to talk shit, scoff, mock, the whole nine. But guess what? We like the brother said, we got our head is like it's adamant. We go hard for this truth. We're hard headed when it comes to this knowledge. We can't be swayed by some other false doctrine. Alarms and red lights and red flags goes off whenever we hear somebody speaking something that doesn't go according to this truth. And then like you said, flint being sharp. Hey, we're sharp-minded. That's why the Spirit deals with us. The Lord's given us these precepts to back up what we're saying. Right on the spot as we're out there teaching and prophesying.
Yeah, and flint. If you ever seen like them talk about how Jake used to use flint, flint is sharper than even Esau's razors. They're medical razors. They're not even as sharp as the stone of flint that Jake used to use with their axes. In Northern Kingdom, they used to use those sharp stones in their axes. They were hard and sharp.
Start a fire with that shit.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
What else you got, bro?
Go ahead and read that 11, huh? Or no, read 10 and 11.
Okay. Verse 10, moreover, he said unto me, that I shall speak unto thee, receive in thine heart and hear with thine ears, and go get
thee. Hey, I think you skipped a portion of verse 10. Read it again.
10, verse 10, moreover, he said unto me, son of man, Salakia, all my words that I shall speak unto thee, receive in thine heart, and hear with thine ears.
And that's what the elect will be doing, right? The elect is going to receive all the words, like we talked about earlier, the whole scroll, right? Not just the Old Testament, not just the New Testament. We take in the whole volume of the book, all right? Go ahead.
And go get thee to them of the captivity unto the sons of thy people, and speak unto them, and tell them, thus saith the Lord Yahweh, Ba'asham Yahushai, whether they will hear or whether they will forbear.
So we're commanded to come out and prophesy and break down these scriptures, break down these parables to them of the captivity. Who is that? That's you Israelites, the so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans. All right, we're going to speak it out to you, whether you receive it or whether you don't receive it. It don't matter. You're still going to hear it. You see? So if you brothers want to pull out closing steps, start wrapping it up on some closing steps.
I got Proverbs 1 verse 24. Let's see, 24. Because I have called and ye refused, I have stretched out my hand and no man regarded. But ye have set at naught all my counsel, and would none of my reproof. I also will laugh at your calamity. I will mock when your fear cometh. When your fear cometh as a desolation, and your destruction cometh as a whirlwind, when distress and anguish cometh upon you, then shall they call upon me, but I will not answer. They shall seek me early, but they shall not find me.
Running. Yep. Go ahead. I'll go ahead and break it down.
I just want to say there's about to be a famine of the word. This word,
Yeah.
most precious thing that exists in this world, it's gonna be not able to be found. Yeah. So there's no mercy going to be shown to them 2/3 that rebel against the word.
Yeah. Because the prophets aren't going to be on the streets. We're not going to be on these videos. And when you want this understanding the most, it's not going to be there for you, you know? And that's the spirit. Because when I did this lesson earlier, when I was meditating, I was thinking about that famine of the word, you know, because that's what it is, man. Once that famine of the word hits, hey, it's a done data. These people it's going to be too late for them. You know, when the calamity, that shows you we're going to be in the same spirit of Yahweh Bashem Yahshai, because not only is Yahweh Bashem Yahshai going to laugh at your calamity, but so are his men, the prophets, you know, we'll be laughing our asses off because you had all this time to follow the videos, to gather this oil, but you chose to just be bullshitting around, you know, and then in the end, that's going to be your ass, you know.
Right. It says the wise virgins tell them foolish virgins, no, so go find who sells it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Fuck
we're
out
not
my
going to be
face.
Yeah.
Get the fuck out of here.
BTFOH.
That what Canelo say? What Canelo say? Get the fuck
Get
out
the
of
fuck
here,
out of
man.
here. Get the
Get
fuck
the
out
fuck
of here,
out of
man.
here, man.
That's going to be us. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Khan, go ahead. Anybody else got any closing steps?
But
Yeah, I got one.
Amos chapter.
Oh,
Go ahead, Paul. Then,
This is Amos chapter 8, verse 12. This is NLT. People will stagger from sea to sea and wander from border to border, searching for the word of the Lord power, but they will not find it.
Khan, that famine of the word, they ain't going to find it when they want to find it. Right now, they have it right. You know, they can get on YouTube and learn something, but it's going to be too late when these 2/3 start to carry, and it's only going to be in their spirit to look for it because they're going to be in dire straits. You know, it's going to be too late.
Yeah. So you talk about the famine of the word, right? Famine. When you think about famine, you think about starvation, right? You think about lack of food. Well, I got this right here. This is John chapter 6 and Salakia. John chapter 6 and verse 32. Then Yahweh Shai said unto them, Verily, verily, I say unto you, Moses gave you not that bread from heaven, but my Father give you the true bread from heaven. For the bread of the Most High is he which cometh down from heaven and giveth life unto the world. It's talking about Yahweh Shai, right? He comes to the volume of the book. We're supposed to eat this roll, right? Then said they unto him, Lord, evermore give us this bread. And Yahweh Shai said unto them, I am the bread of life. He that cometh to me shall never hunger, and he that believeth on me shall never thirst. So there you go.
Jake don't want that. Jake want quail.
All right.
You know what I'm saying?
You're going to be famished out here. You're going to be starving.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, but he says, what's he say in Isaiah? My servant shall eat. My servant shall not be hungry. My servant shall not thirst.
Now that I think about it, that's twofold. Hey, that's spiritually first and foremost. And then when the physical famine hit, we still gonna be taken care of. You see?
Khan.
Oh,
I got one.
see, look at that. How many times I read that scripture? Probably 100 times, and not just click that, you know, that's how the spirit worked though.
Yeah.
Yep. Every day we're being edified, you know.
I got one more, if you don't mind.
Go ahead, Go ahead.
We'll wrap it up on that one.
4, but he answered and said, this is Yahweh Shai answering that spirit Satan when they were battling. It says, and I'm not saying battling like the Christian church tells you. He was in the wilderness fasting, and Satan was tempting his flesh.
Tempting.
Yeah. It says, it is written, man shall not live by bread alone, but by every word that proceedeth out of the mouth of Yahweh.
Because hey, during Jacob's trouble, there's going to be days when the servants were not physically going to have a meal to eat, you know. But what's going to sustain us is this truth, this knowledge. Isaiah 33:6, you know, wisdom and knowledge is going to be the stability. You know, if we got to go a couple of days without food, You know, we've been in that spirit of fasting, you know, preparing ourselves, gathering this oil. So guess what? You ain't, you know, the elect are going to be just fine in that day, you know?
Oh,
Because like I said, go ahead.
I was gonna say, because Apostle Ramlad, he was speaking on this when the angels came and ministered to him after Satan fled, and he said he broke it down how, you know, went into the words, which we're closing out now, but we, you know, it's a different time, but different video. But it goes into how the angels brought him bread because he was fasting. Yahushua was hungry for 40 days and 40 nights. So when those angels came to minister to him, it was the food that they brought to him. You know, the elders were breaking that down because he was the word, so he didn't need the word ministered to him. What he needed was food ministered to him. You know.
Mm-hmm. Done.
So that's what happened
Anybody
to
else?
us, given bread through miraculous ways. You know.
Well, I got a step real quick. Let me find this, and then we can close out. Do you guys have any more steps?
Wrap it up on what you got.
Okay. Let me just look it up right here. So lock in. I'll grab this real quick, and we can close out. This is 2nd Esdras 2:27. It
I
says,
knew you was about to get
"Be
that.
not weary, for when the day of trouble and heaviness cometh, others shall weep and be sorrowful, but thou shalt be merry and have abundance. The heathen shall envy thee, but they shall be able to do nothing against thee, saith Yahweh." All right. So, you know, like I said, we've been studying, we've been diligent, you know, so we know what these prophecies say. We understand these prophecies. When all this calamity, all this trouble is hitting these 2/3, these heathen, well, guess what? We're gonna have abundance. We're gonna be happy. That's what merry means. All right? We're not gonna be, you know, worried about what our next meal is gonna be, or worried about, you know, we ain't gonna be worried about shit. Because why? Because we're stable in our minds because of this knowledge and this truth. You were gonna say something, Ma?
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay. So, you know, with that, we're going to go ahead and close out. We want to give all the praise, all the glory, all the honor unto Yahweh,
Yahweh,
Bahashem,
Hashem,
Yahushai,
Yahushua,
Bahashem,
Hashem,
B'Kah,
B'Kah, B'Dash.
All right. And double honors goes out to our elder apostles of Great Millstone for teaching us the truth. And also, as always, want to acknowledge all the Akyam who are pushing this truth with sincerity throughout the four corners of the earth. And shalom to the elect. All right. Keep enduring, brothers.
Shalom.
Shalom.
Bible ball.
Abad Babar.